Jeremiah chapter 16. And this is, yeah. And actually, the next two chapters, chapter 16 and 17, and this prophecy, the punishment of the people is it's even sterner sterner. I mean, it's rougher. It is more forceful. God says, and it's stronger terms than the last, and the whole desert, and throughout these two chapters, is likened the whole land is likened to a desert covered with the bodies of the dead, who lie, unmourned, uncared for, out there for the scavenger birds and beasts to pick at the bones and feed themselves. They're the ones that are gonna profit by all this, and so prophet here is commanded to abstain from some stuff. So we come to chapter 16, verse 1, and this is you think of all the stuff in the Bible. Oh, those some of those verses are so mysterious we can't understand them. How can we understand some? Well, the stuff in Jeremiah here is pretty straightforward. You shouldn't have any problem misunderstanding these verses. Mm-hmm. The word of the Lord came unto me came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife. Okay. God says, don't get married. Okay. Now, kind of the tradition in those days, marriage was kind of obligatory, a requirement. Okay. There wasn't, if you were one of the kings and you had Solomon had 700 something wives and concubines and stuff like that, but you could say they had to be officially married, even if you had 700 of them. They were officially, but marriage was kind of required among the Jews, and so and this God prohibiting Jeremiah from getting married, it's a sign of the impending calamity. What's that? What's hard to understand about that? Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. And remember, a couple of verses back there in chapter 15 mentioned, that the sons and daughters were all going to die. Okay. For thus saith the Lord in verse 3, concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place. Now the sons most likely would end up in the army, and when Nebuchadnezzar moves down, with his army, they're going to die in battle. Okay. Concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land, everybody's included here. Moms, dads, sons, daughters. They shall die of grievous deaths. Okay. They shall not be lamented. You have a big battle, and if you're on the losing side, anybody that's going to mourn for you is anybody that's gonna, if you're on the losing side, nobody's gonna be left to mourn for you. But if you're on the winning side and you die in battle on the winning side, the folks at home will mourn for you. But here, they're going to be grievous. They're on the losing side. Grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried. Yeah. There's no going to be anybody around to bury him. But, this is a fun one. They shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. Okay? Yeah. Fertilizer. For the ground. Hey, this oddball thought just came into my head. Okay, this fertilizer upon the face of the earth. Okay, Israel today is a very productive, fertile land. Right. Of course, it was, before all this happened. But is all of that, fertilizer from all the people that died?
Good Lord. Are you serious?
And that's what it says here.
No, they only do that in Seattle.
That's what it says here. Dung upon the face of the earth. Well, you got to think. Okay, all those people out there. Yeah. Well, of course, according to Washington State is the first state to allow you to be, turned into fertilizer. Now I lost it. But it's yeah. You can instead of getting buried, you can have yourself recycled.
You're grossing me out, so just stop.
Anyway, dung on the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. Okay, there you go. Food for the scavengers and dung for the earth. For thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning. Okay? You're not going to be around to go into any of those houses of mourning. Of course, the tradition was, somebody in the family dies, they would have a period of mourning. They would even, in a lot of the cultures back there, they would even have paid mourners who will, attend your, the funeral and then cry and mourn over your lost loved one. Okay? Pay some people to come in and cry, and that's how a lot of the ladies of the house would earn money in those days. Mourn for somebody. Neither go to lament nor bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people. Okay? Nothing more clear than that. God is taking away their peace, and it's all because of their sin. Okay? Saith the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies. Okay? Nobody's going to be there to mourn you. Nobody's going to be there to bury you. Okay? And verse 6, we can go through this fairly quickly here. Both the great and the small shall die in this land. Rich or poor, rags or riches. As Pastor preached last week about rags and riches, meeting. But great and small, kings, queens, the poorest person in the land, they're all going to die, one way or another. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves. Okay. Now, this was actually, mourning in a lot of the cultures back there, especially the heathen cultures. It was a common thing for, you know, for a mourning thing to actually, you know, cut yourself, you know, or whip yourself, or whatever, you know. Yeah. Anyway, they were strictly forbidden for the Jews, you know, cutting yourself, neither nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Okay, they would actually, you know, in mourning in some of these cultures, you know, they're you know, yeah. What's the word? Oh, okay. Trying to think of. Anyway. No, you're cutting yourself. You're harming your own body. There we go. There we go. That's the word, mutilation. It's getting these days, you know. I can remember a lot of stuff from way back when, but then I will lose the meaning of a word, or the word that I need to use. Yeah, self-mutilation. That's the cutting themselves, and God in the Bible, God forbids that. You know, back there in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, and God forbids that, and also shaving if you will, part of your hair or all of your hair, you know, as a if you will, you know, they thought that would be a sign of respect in some of those cultures, to shave your head as a sign of mourning, but God forbids that. Okay, so but he's laying it out here. You know, you're not going to be able to do that, and especially don't cut yourselves, nor make yourselves bald for them. Okay? Neither shall men tear themselves. Now, and this is another, you know, self-mutilation type deal. Not supposed to do that. You know, that would be similar to the you know, whipping your back and like that a lot of folks do. That hurts. Not me. Yeah. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning, to comfort them for the dead. You know, what comfort would that be? You know, you're the wife. Okay, your husband dies, your children die, and how is somebody coming in and self-mutilating himself going to comfort you in your sorrow? It's not. Okay. Neither shall men give them a cup of consolation. Now this, okay, it was customary. You know, it was customary to fast in those days, fast and mourning, and for friends and neighbors. And this, you know, we do this today. Okay, friends and neighbors, you know, after a decent delay, if you will, to come comfort the mourner, and we do this today. You know, you have a funeral service, and then you have a, if you will, potluck dinner. You know, your friends and family get together, and that's, you know, that's nothing wrong with that. You know, but so, you know, folks get together to comfort the mourning family. Neither shall men give them a cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother. So it's kind of of course, I can remember, you know, one thing when my wife Bonnie, when she passed away, you know, we kind of had that, but you know, I wasn't really very hungry, you know, for quite a while after that. But one thing that a lot of you know, our friends, you know, family friends did when she passed away they made food for me. Yeah, casserole. I had a kind of a freezer full of casseroles and stuff, you know, that I could take out and fix for myself. I didn't have to, you know, cook for myself. But that, you know, this consolation, cup of consolation, and you know that was, I really appreciated that. That, you know, wasn't in any mood to fix dinner for myself or anything like that. But you know, that was something that they do. Well, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. For your family, for Jeremiah, for your family, for your father, your mother, okay, you, your wives, your children, your wife, your children, okay. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting. That would be like, you know, like I said, you know, the potluck dinner afterwards, to sit with them, to eat and to drink. Okay? You're not. Don't do that. Don't. And God is instructing Jeremiah, you know, not to do that. You know, I'm sure he had, you know, his friends and his family. We don't know how many brothers or anything like that Jeremiah might have had. That's not stated anywhere. But you know, when they passed away, and especially if they died because of God's judgment, okay, you know, don't go to those potluck dinners to sit with them, to eat and to drink and to mourn. Okay? For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth, joy, the voice of mirth, happiness, joy, and the voice of gladness. That's all going to end. The voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, you know, a marriage ceremony, that's always a happy occasion until a few years later when you write a letter to Dear Abby and the, you know, my bride turned out to be a bum, my husband turned out to be a bum, you know, anyway. But at the time of, you know, the bridegroom at the marriage, you know, oh, that's a happy time. Those happy times are ending. The happy times are gone. Okay? And it shall come to pass, in verse 10, when thou shalt show this people all these words, Jeremiah, your job is to go out and tell the people all of this stuff. Okay? And they shall say unto thee, wherefore, you know, oh God, you know, you're preaching to them, okay, and they're questioning your preaching, Jeremiah. Wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Oh, and I watched a lot of the cop shows. Oh, you know, why? You know, the guilty guys, you know, the guys that the cops stop for whatever, you know, they're all, oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't, you know, why are you doing this? You know, you're pronouncing evil against me. You know, just because I, you know, ran a stop sign and crashed into somebody, you know, T-boned somebody because I ran a stop sign, or because I whatever, you know, whatever the crime was, okay, that they're chasing you for, you know, why is the, gee whiz, what did we do? We didn't do nothing. You know, we're innocent. Everybody in prison is innocent. Everybody that gets sent to jail is innocent. Okay, we're all innocent. We're good folks. Yeah, that's, you know, that's what I thought. You know, when I finally heard, when, you know, Pastor Preston, previous pastor, came to my house and showed me the gospel. You know, that's what oh, I'm the good kid in the family, you know. I haven't robbed any banks lately. I haven't, you know, murdered anybody lately. Yeah, lately. Oh, yeah, lately. Yeah. So, you know, I'm innocent. What do I need a savior for? Oh, you know, I'm a good guy. Well, that doesn't really matter, does it? We know that we are sinners from birth. We inherit it. Okay? And, you know, why is the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Jeremiah is preaching about their iniquity and explaining their iniquity, and God, through other prophets, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, okay, is telling them exactly why, what their iniquity is, why this evil is pronounced against them, you know, or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God. Okay, what is our sin? Well, completely neglecting God, forgetting God, turning away from God, okay? Worshiping idols, worshiping other gods. Gee, you name it. You got it. Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers, oh, gee whiz, what did I just say? Because your fathers have forsaken me, given up on me, saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them. You know, you get your little statue of Baal, and you set up your little shrine for Baal in your house, or Elvis, or whoever you want, you know, in your house. Anyway, yeah. But you know, you set up your little, and then you take part of the offering, okay? Like, you know, I've mentioned this before. Oh, you know, say Passover time. You know, you're supposed to go Passover time to the temple in Jerusalem, and you're supposed to take your offering, okay, to the temple and give it to the priests. But then, yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll go do that. But then you keep part of that offering and you take it back home and you give it to your little statue of Baal. And like your little statue of Baal is going to eat that offering or whatever, it's going to sit there and rot there in front of that little statue of Baal. Okay? So, why? Well, here's why, folks, in verse 11. Serve them, worship them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. Okay? God says throughout the Bible, hey, keep my commandments, keep my statutes, you'll be blessed. Okay? Forget it. Forget those commandments and statutes, and you're in big trouble. And hey, if you will, one of the Lord's commandments, you know, Acts 16:31, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved. That's a command. That's not a oh, you know, if you feel like it. No, that's actually a command. You can think about it that way. Okay, not kept my law, and ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. You know, you're so far gone, you don't even listen. You know, and there are people today, you know, even some of us, you know, we don't listen when God is chastening us. We don't listen. We don't pay attention. We're not hearkening unto God. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not. That's Babylon, the Babylonian Empire. Neither ye nor your fathers, there shall ye serve other gods day and night. Okay? One of the things Nebuchadnezzar tried to do when he took his captives was turn them into nice little Babylonians serving Babylonian gods, you know, Astaroth, that wonderful moldy Babylonian goddess that Easter is named after her. Yeah, go worship Astaroth on Resurrection Sunday. See how far that'll get you eventually. Neither serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. You're not going to get anything, you know. That's exactly what God is saying. You're not going to get any favor or any good stuff from me while you're in captivity.